Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Queenie. For those who don't know me, reviewing Temptation Island Season 5, Episode 3. Before I get into it, please make sure to like this video, subscribe and hit the bell, and leave a comment down below. The episode starts with Tia, who's casting her net wide because at first she was into Roberto, but now she's into Great, but she wants both of them at the same time.
So like literally all day like arguing. I was like, I want to make something for you. If I see something that I want, I'm like 100% at least gonna try to get it.
Man, I was about to take on day number 2.
I ain't option number 2, baby. Come on now.
I'm here just like, this girl wants a storyline. She must, because these men couldn't be more different. And the funny thing is, she's now showing attention to Great, who in my opinion is just looking for a harem. Whereas Roberto seems like more of the lover boy type, and she's saying, I want to find somebody, I want to leave here with something serious. And you're going to find that with Great? Seriously? Girl, no, you had a better chance with Roberto, but unfortunately you squandered that, which we'll talk about later on. I don't get what she's on about. I really don't get what she's on about. These two guys are so different. So different. And Great is definitely not going to give her what she's looking for. Paris said that she enjoyed her time with Christian on the date, even though that wasn't her first preference. She wanted to go with Tajik, but she thinks that he has too much of a hold on her. So she wanted to explore something else. I guess she liked the date.
I feel like he's very gentleman. And I actually had fun more than when I have fun with Ray.
If there was no cameras, I would suck his but I can't because there's cameras.
So I have to be like a good girl, you know?
Wow. Okay. That was a lot for me. Was that a lot for you? That was a lot for me. And I've also heard some rumors that these two, Paris and Great, are faking their relationship for TV. Honey, if that's the case, then that's what makes this whole thing make sense, because she came in so gung-ho in love with Great and then is sad that he doesn't want to marry her and have kids like in the next 6 months. And then she was so obsessed with Tajik, saying, you know, he makes you weak in the knees, I can barely speak and all that stuff. And now she wants to suck man's ding-a-ling. Like, girl, it's just not making sense to me personally. And I want to know, like, Paris, what's your end goal here? Are you trying to resolve things with your boyfriend? Are you trying to get like an influencer deal? Are you trying to are you trying to get back at Great? I don't understand. There are some picks for the date. I feel like they didn't really harp on the date too much, so I'm just gonna skim through who picked who. Great picked Tammy for a date, even though he'd been cuddling with Nafisa, who he went on the last date with. Maricela picks Sebastian. Paris picks Tajik. Robert, oh, I didn't even write who he picked. I don't know who Roberto picked. Hall picked Michaela. Vanessa picks Griffin, who actually wants Caitlyn, and Caitlyn picked Christian. So Tia is back, right? And she's annoyed with Roberto because Roberto is into Desiree now, right? Desiree and Tia are supposed to be friends. So she's wondering why her friend is pushing up on her man.
I'm hurt. Des is my girl, and Des literally told me she wasn't attracted to Rob.
I can't move forward until you have a talk.
You want to like talk to her together?
Okay.
And keep it all transparent. I'm really feeling Des.
And I understood that the day, which is why I was like, I'm letting you know how I feel.
I am sorry.
It is what it is.
The way I cackled, I had to laugh because Miss Girl is out here doing grand gestures for Great, and then is upset that her first choice is having another choice because obviously she's into somebody else. Like, girl, you literally cannot have your cake and eat it too. I don't know what you thought Roberto was going to do. Sit around and wait for you? That's not how this, that's not how this works. So later on, they have a conversation between the three of them. And essentially she's just like, well, I can't express myself fully if she's here. So can you leave?
I honestly, like, yeah, you can step out if you want. A lot of the girls aren't here to make a connection. I feel like I'm one of the few that are. You understand she's not looking for one, right? Has she told you that?
She hasn't told me that.
I just still think you should give me a chance, for real.
You know, the ship has sailed now.
Tia, I know you're not sneak dissing. Not you sneak dissing. That never works. That never works. And I was kind of surprised that Roberto put his foot down, because we know he's basically a doormat when it comes to Vanessa. But he was like, yeah, I'm closing the door off with you. Obviously, you're not all about me, so why am I going to waste my time? I kind of like that for him. I do. What do I want for Roberto? One, I want Roberto to have some more cojones, which it seems like he's starting to develop. But I would like for him to be with a woman who's like just all about him and genuine about it. When he's with Vanessa, I don't know what her end goal is with him besides conforming him into a man that he's not. But there's obviously this like, you don't measure up for me. And that's sad to see, right? And then with Tia, it's again, you don't measure up for me. I need to explore other options, but also keep you on the back burner. No, if Desiree is about this man, I feel like it's his prerogative to go for her. And I hope that he doesn't get his time wasted. Because with Tia, his time is definitely going to be wasted. Speaking of wasting time, I forgot to talk about Paris and Tajik on the date. Paris is annoyed with him because she feels like he's playing a game. And honey, if the rumors are true, then everybody in this situation is playing a game, because she's faking her relationship, allegedly, to be on the show. I swear I know Tajik from TikTok. I swear. I don't know in what capacity, but I know I've seen this man's face before. So if this is all a farce, then you're all playing a game. I think the only real thing you want to come out of this relationship or out of this show is brand deals. Vanessa's starting to get territorial over Bryce, and essentially she wants him to be like pressed over her, you know? She says he is too nonchalant for her.
How did you feel about me being on a date today?
It'd be selfish of me to take all of your attention while we're here.
You treading too carefully, and I just want you to go after what it is that you want. If it's not me, move around.
Well, what if we did that and then I'm like, damn, I really like this girl.
Well, then that sucks to me.
That's a fact.
To me, Bryce looked like a deer in headlights. I know this man knows what his fate is if he fully commits to this woman. And that is a fate that I don't think anybody would wish on anybody else. Like Vanessa, Vanessa wants you to conform to whatever man she wants you to be. And unfortunately, that's not how relationships work, but that's how she wants it to work. And I don't think she's going to be successful if she's going to keep that mindset. Hall opens up about being unsure if he wants the white picket fence lifestyle with Caitlyn.
I've always been so desperate to find a woman who wants a family. She has always come off as, I will have a family because you want to have a family.
Yeah.
The light you showed on your face and the happiness when you said you want a family, I've never seen that from Caitlyn.
Yeah, that's hard.
Didn't I say this? I felt it in my spirit that these two are just going with this whole let's get married thing because of wanting to stick to these Southern traditions. I believe that Hall wants to be a father and a husband, but just not to Caitlyn. And here he is basically saying like, this woman doesn't want what I want. And so why are we forcing this? And later on, she admits too that later down the line, maybe she's going to want that. But as of right now, that's not where she's at. So girl, then why are you marrying a man who wants that pronto? It just doesn't make sense. It really looks like they've been pressured by either family or friends, everybody around them doing the whole traditional thing, and they're not doing it traditionally. But at the end of the day, I don't think that they should be together. It doesn't seem like it's a good fit. At the bonfire, Caitlyn is first, and she sees the conversation that we literally just saw. And I'm like, oh, Temptation Island is slick this time around, because typically bonfires happen after every date, but this time they let 2 dates go by and a few nights go by so that they could gather up some juicy tidbits.
He thinks I'm too focused on my career and not enough on the relationship. And I'm like, why can't I have both? I'm not ready for kids. I think I have 3-4 years before I'm ready to start a family.
Here's my thing. These two have been together on and off for 8 years. She feels like even after marriage, she's not ready for kids until like 3 or 4 years from now. That would be 12 years. In 12 years, you are still unsure if you want to procreate with this man. I don't know what to tell you. I feel like that's your answer. Maybe this is not your man. That's what I would say. And she feels like she doesn't want to give up her career because she is very career focused right now. And of course, you can have both. There will be some sacrifices on either end in order to achieve both. But it looks like right now, her mind is not where Hall's mind is. And so for me, I don't understand what they're still like fighting for. What would they be fighting for? You know? Yeah, you can love each other, but honestly, guys, I feel like in 2023, we now know that love is not enough. You need to have similar values, a similar trajectory for where you want to be in life. And it doesn't look like they're in one accord when it comes to that. So I think that they're both wasting their time if they're going to stick around to be fighting about the same things they've been fighting about for 8 years. Paris is next, and she sees Great basically saying it's out of sight, out of mind when it comes to Paris. Yeah. And she's not surprised because she bullies him.
I just want to like block Paris off from my head and just focus on Nafisa and the other girls and see how it goes from there. That's how I feel.
I do feel bad for how I treat Gray, but he needs to be treated this way so he can like be a better man, in my opinion.
When you've got a man, you pick at the man, you complain about the man, you do stuff like that because you're basically doing what your father would say.
You don't find an issue with having to bully your man into submission or commitment? That's not it. This is not it. And so Paris opens up about her father. I think her father was very strict or something like that. And she doesn't have a lot of family. So she wants to please her dad. And then she ends up lashing out at her man because of it. It's a lot. I feel like there's a lot of trauma in her upbringing that has seeped into her relationship. And unfortunately, it might mean that she needs time away from any kind of relationship, because it's not even just the fact that she wants to be with Great. She wants to create a family with him. But there is so much turmoil in their relationship. I don't know if that's the best. And unfortunately, some of that turmoil does come from things that predate Great, and it's not his fault, right? But on top of that, she has this trauma coming into her relationship, and then he is a cheater, and then he's not ready for the family, and then he doesn't want to commit long term. Like hang it up, hang it up. Stop bullying this man, and you stop cheating on this girl. Oh my gosh. Vanessa is next. She sees Roberto talking about how embarrassing she is.
She's always embarrassing me, yo. And it's like, I feel like I have to apologize to people.
It's insulting, it's disrespectful. Like, who do you think you are? I'd feel hurt, I'd feel betrayed, I'd feel upset. I've had that before, and it's refreshing to feel protected. Feel safe. Haven't found it since.
One thing I would want to ask Vanessa is if she would want to be with her. If there was a male version of exactly who she is, would she want to be with him? I'm pretty sure the answer would be no. She's just so unpleasant. I'm so sorry. She's so unpleasant. It's like a dictatorship when you're with her, and if you don't conform, it becomes an issue. And yeah, that is embarrassing. That is very embarrassing. The fact that this man cannot be himself and is now like lashing out at other people who have nothing to do with his relationship is a sad thing to see. I feel like there are men out there who already possess the characteristics that she's looking for, and to force somebody who's not that to be that, it just doesn't make sense. Go look for what you want. He's not that, and that's okay. I also wanted to touch on the fact that she says she wants to be protected in a relationship, and I feel like protection goes both ways. And in a lot of us women, we say like, oh yeah, I definitely want my relationship to be a safe space, but you need to be the one to also create a safe space. Because if you're not safety for your partner, why would they then create a safe space for you? Even if they wanted to, they cannot, because the space itself is unsafe. Like, it just, how can a man protect you when he doesn't feel protected by you? That's my personal opinion. Maricela sees clips of Chris basically listing out these list of accolades of another woman, and it seems like he's looking for an upgrade.
She has a trade. She has great credit. She's goal driven. She wakes up early. She's low-key a homebody.
I'm not where I want to be. I'm not. Mentally, emotionally, financially, I'm not where I want to be.
He admitted before they separated that he is very critical of her. And so it doesn't surprise me that he's looking at another woman who just fills out all the boxes that he's looking for. My question with him would be, does he measure up for either Maricela or somebody else who does fit the archetype that he's looking for? Does he measure up? Oftentimes as humans, we know this, we project a lot. And so him constantly being critical of Maricela, I wonder if that's because he feels within himself he could be in a better place. But because he is in a better place than Maricela, he has that upper hand of like, well, you could be doing this better and you could be doing this better. But are you at your better? Are you at your best? I don't know. Like, so the constant picking at Maricela, I don't like it. Then we go over to the guys' bonfire, and Chris sees footage of Maricela being happy that she's finally free from Chris. And he's like, she's not held hostage. She does that to herself.
I will finally be alone. And I'm not scared of being alone. I'm ready.
Maricela wants to be alone at times, but when it comes time to be alone, she doesn't really act on it. She likes to know where I'm at, who I'm with, what time I'm coming home. If she just wants space, Maricela will sometimes just create the space without any communication.
I feel like he wants a stronger hold on Maricela, and he's very frustrated that he can't have that. And he kind of contradicted himself because he said when she has the opportunity to have space, she doesn't capitalize on it. But then said whenever she wants space, she just takes it without notice. And then she leaves him high and dry. So I'm like, okay, so which one is it? I guess both, if he's saying that it's both. I don't know. But he's like, yeah, she wants to be free. She does that. She just wants to be free. So that coupled with her sexual exploration, or exploring her sexuality, let me say, I think he feels like he's losing a grip on this relationship and he doesn't know how to deal with that. But I also was conflicted in what he was saying, so maybe I have the read completely wrong. The episode ends with Great seeing footage of Paris being mighty thirsty. And even though I think that it's kind of unbecoming of Paris, I will say I have little to no empathy for people who cannot eat what they dish. You know? This man is a serial cheater. And now the woman is doing what he does to her. The only difference is he actually gets to see it, and he's having a cow about it. No. She sat by and watched you cheat time and time again. And she said earlier she didn't even cry every time he cheated. Now she's entertaining these new people and everybody's rubbing his back. Oh no. We're going to get more context in the next episode. But so far, the little tidbit that I saw, I said, I don't have any sympathy for Great. I really, really don't. But I don't know, maybe he'll share some stuff that'll change my mind. Up until then, we're just gonna have to speculate, okay? And if you guys know whether or not this relationship is fake, please let me know, either in the comments or on Discord. I need to know what's the tea with these two, because the story is not making sense to me personally. As always, please make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.